So let's talk about the endosymbiotic theory. The endosymbiotic theory is basically a theory that proposes how eukaryotes could have evolved to become what they are today, because many biologists agree that originally the world was run by prokaryotic cells, and eventually, obviously, we have eukaryotic cells now. So a theory that was proposed by Lynn Margulis of Boston University was that the organelles were evolved in the way that prokaryotes ended up taking residence in larger prokaryotes, and they eventually evolved to become organelles. That may sound far-fetched, but not necessarily, because prokaryotes tend to, these prokaryotes would then carry out certain specific activities within that cell, and then that's how they became the mitochondria or the Golgi apparatus that we know today. It took many millions and millions of years for that to happen. So this is a proposed mechanism for how this evolution happened, where we have the prokaryote with the DNA material freely floating around in it, and then here we start to see that it has a nucleus, and starting to see these organelles starting to form and taking up, making these activities run inside the cell. And then here we have the fully formed eukaryote, or at least the final eukaryote ancestor, before we started getting the ones that we know today. Now, it was believed that the earliest prokaryotes were anaerobic heterotrophs. Anaerobic meaning that they don't require oxygen to obtain energy, and heterotroph meaning that they had to gain organic compounds from their environment in order to produce their energy. So eventually it produced internal membranes because of the prokaryotes that it took up so that it could produce energy, and then this is what we ended up with. So that's the endosymbiotic theory in a nutshell.